And good afternoon. Yes, we're back. We're back again in X-Plane. We're back carrying on a journey that we've been away from for a little while. Our trip across the USA, following a flight done by Aviation 101, where we took a little Cessna 172 from down in Florida all the way across to the west coast of America. And for the last couple of months now, well, probably a bit longer than that, last 3 or 4 months now since he did it, we've been following that adventure. And this time we've made it as far as, well, last time we made it as far as here, Four Corners Regional. And we're going to be flying from here to Page Municipal, which Chris has just informed me is right on the edge of the Grand Canyon. So the next flight's going to be really interesting. But I'm sure this one will be as well. I'm joined, as you can see there, by the man to my right, Mr. Chris Brown. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And what is your chariot of choice today?
I'm flying the Vans RV8.
Which has got its bum on the ground.
Yep, natural position for this.
Fantastic. The other side of Chris is Captain Chaos. Good afternoon, Chaos.
Good afternoon.
And what's your chariot of choice?
I am in the Kodiak.
Same as me then. And the other side of Chaos, he's back again. We can't get rid of him. Is Pineapple. Good afternoon, Pineapple. He doesn't speak to us. He'll say hello somewhere. When he works out that Twitch chat's alive and he can talk in that, he'll say hello. We also need to find out what plane he's in. I think he's in the caravan. Not a caravan, the caravan. So anyway, we'll wait for Pineapple to say hello. So yes, this is where we are. Hello, there we go. He says hello. Four Corners Regional. So this is where we've made it to on our trip across the USA. So we're getting closer to this west coast. And we're now going to be 155 miles closer after this flight, going to Page Municipal, which, yeah, if I zoom in, it does take us right to the edge of the Grand Canyon. So where's is it actually modelled in X-Plane, Chris? The little runway you were on about landing in the Grand Canyon.
Yep, it's L41.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah, right.
Pineapple, thanks for the host. So yeah, next time we're going to fly something low and slow, so a little 152 or something for me. Plane crashy time, says Larwood. It normally ends up like that. We'll fly into Marble Canyon and then fly around the Grand Canyon. Where did they go to after that? They came back and they went on somewhere else, didn't they?
Sedona.
Okay, so it might be a bit much to do in one flight. But we can look at it. We'll do a little fly around the Grand Canyon and maybe go on to another somewhere like KGCN or something, and then take off from there to the Sedona. But yeah, that's the next one. So far, but before we can do that, we've got to get there.
Or maybe we could go to Grand Canyon Bar 10, which is a bit further down the canyon, and then go from there to Sedona.
Yeah, happy with that. So that could be next Sunday's flight then. Flying around the Grand Canyon. Right, let me fire up the beast. And this time remember to turn the ignition back off. You won't make any comment about the fact I had no displays a few minutes ago and how we rectified that.
No.
Another fact my plane won't start. That's because I've turned the ignition off, haven't I? Let's turn the ignition on. Now it might start. Oh, I'm so good at this. Shaky, shaky. Right, it is alive. Ignition off.
Quite yours is shaky and so.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Well, I was playing around with the XP Realistic Pro settings last night during the flight. I've tweaked some things. Right, so we're at an altitude of 5,500 currently. It says you've got to fly up to 10,500 to get to where we're going. So that's going to be interesting. And the runway, where are we taking off from? Wind's coming towards us. We should be taking off on
05.
Yeah.
And then we've got to go almost exactly the direction 05 is pointing, the other way.
So As Pineapple's closest, Pineapple can go first. Well, yeah, if you've got an Argos near you, Pineapple, run out to Argos. Right, so Pineapple won't be going anywhere because his Wi-Fi's died. So he's going to be stuck there. So it's going to be you then, Chaos.
Okay.
So yes, Pineapple's running on Wi-Fi. Never great for a stable connection. Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've had a few issues with the lead I was using and that, so actually with Wi-Fi it's a hell of a lot better.
We got quite a good
I got a very good Wi-Fi. So
yeah, up and down there, haven't you? So yeah, Gaz always used to run his PC on Wi-Fi. No, I just find it easier to have lots of cables plugged in. I like cables. Alright, so there goes Chaos, and there goes Chris. We have a Ryanair taxi there for Chaos.
Yeah, hang around.
And off we go. We'll avoid crashing into the back of this 172 if we can. So back in the Kodiak again. My PC has connection problems. Xbox runs it perfectly. Yeah, well the PC is probably a bit more power hungry for this, or Wi-Fi hungry. I would try not to crash into the back of Chris.
Sorry, struggling with the crosswind a bit.
Ah. I'll give Chris a bit of room. Joy of a tail dragger. Chris has got to zigzag his way down the taxiway so he can see what he's doing. This is one aircraft where actually I might actually reconfigure, because you can with XP Realistic reconfigure if you want track IR turned on or off. So I might actually try it with a couple of aircraft to actually turn track IR on. I might look at that after the stream. Don't crash. Well, we'll try not to, but can't guarantee anything. The last few flights we've done haven't ended well for me. Well, I landed quite well last night. I got a great landing when I came into Jersey. Had the autopilot set up all the way in. I took the autopilot off at about 50 feet, I think, or 100 feet.
See to me, look, Chris is in a jet, dragging his bubble on the floor.
Oh yeah, for me it just looks like he's in a 172 dragging his bum along the floor. On a side note, I had a conversation with Ben actually when I was in Tesco's earlier, mentioning Proton Bus Sim.
Oh right.
Which is a free bus sim, and installed that earlier. Had a quick look, and it's going to get better apparently, but it just looked like a very bad version of OMSI. Please do a manual approach like me. Well, no, I've got autopilot for.
Alright, are we ready to rock and roll?
We are ready to rock and roll. I'm waiting at the wait place, whatever it's called. That place, this place.
Wait place, I believe, is the technical term.
Yeah, the wait place. Yeah, I'm waiting at the wait place. I couldn't think what it was called. It's Sunday. My brain isn't functioning. No different to any other day there, really. Right, so off goes Chaos. Sun just coming up, sort of 6 o'clock in the morning where we are. It's certainly not as good as OMSI, but better than some I've personally seen on mobile. Exactly, it's a mobile port, that's the problem. they've done a mobile port to PC. I mean, that's never going to be great, is it? Right, so take the throttle into high idle. Wang some flaps down. Again, technical term. Chris is airborne, so let's do this. Flying towards the sun. Oh god, don't overspeed it.
I've got my altitude set to 8,000 to start with.
And there we go. So nav, altitude. Flaps up. And now give it a bit more throttle. And away we go. Well, it's a shame Pineapple can get off the ground, but internet issues and all that. So Chaos is around there. So in theory I should be following...
Oh, yeah.
Richard, like you're cropping up everywhere. Joined Discord earlier, followed me on the 2 new YouTube channels earlier, and now on Twitch. Thank you very much, Richard. Right, so still climbing up through 6,900 currently. A slow
8,000 feet.
slow cruise. I'll give it a bit more throttle. So we've got 167 miles to Caber. Hi Richard. And then we start our approach in. Mainly because of Fernbus vids and more. Well, it's not just about Fernbus, as you can see. Well, this thing's a bit like a limousine in the sky. I wouldn't mind at all being sat back here.
With my views I got set up, I can sit back there.
Yeah, I haven't done all that.
Nah.
But it doesn't take long to move back. There we go. So a nice view out the window. Waiting for the hostess to come around, but seems to be a bit lacking. It does sound like there's dripping water back here. That's slightly concerning.
You've had that issue before, that one.
I have, it's the beacon, I think. I'll sit back up the front, don't get that. Right, 9,200 feet, still climbing. Pitot is off. No, it isn't. Few scattered clouds around. Nice bit of blue sky ahead with that early morning pinkness going on. On track, following our line. Hour and 12 minutes it says. About to buy VDL on Fernbus. You won't regret it. They are an awesome range of coaches. And can't wait to be able to show everyone what's coming next. You still not found the bomb that's ticking at the back? No, I couldn't find it. It's obviously got a long fuse on it, Red Till Dead. Oh, a mountain just appeared. Right, 10,500. And levelling off and also speeding up. If I can prop pitch back a little bit. There we go. So yeah, there's Chris and Chaos. Chris is going to follow that river all the way. Didn't the VDL come out not so long ago? I think the release was April. Yeah, April I think was the release. April, late April, early May was the release.
I think it was late April.
Yeah, but obviously these things are in testing a lot longer than that. I think that was about 3 months. So Chaos is veering off over there. So we can have a look on FS Cloud where we are. So there we go. So that's where we've just left. So because I'm doing an approach, I'll be heading to slightly different waypoint than Chris and Chaos. But we are all heading in roughly the right direction. I say Chris is doing the low and slow and following the river.
25th of April.
25th of April, there we go, that's when it was released. Oh, it's got a bit of haze. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I just got some clouds coming up in front of me now.
Yeah, only a few little ones I've got. Apart from that, it's lovely, clear blue sky above. Cruising along at a nice steady 153. It says now 50 minutes to go to my approach. Chaos has been flying for nearly 5 minutes now, says Red Till Dead. About time we nip back to the galley for a drink.
Well, funny you should say that.
You've got this reputation, Chaos.
But I am teetotal today.
Same here.
I will go and make myself a cup of tea in a bit.
I've got some Lucozade.
Then in about 45 minutes time I have to go and put the pork in the oven.
Which will be a few minutes before we land, so that's good. I hope it doesn't take long. You got pork today, I've got pasta.
Out full on roast today.
Very nice. Last time I had a roast was Christmas Day. Right, so there's Chris down there. I've lost Chaos.
I'm probably travelling a lot slower than you are.
Oh yeah, you're already back there. I'm doing the same sort of speed as Chris, so roughly I could back it off a little bit. There you
I've
go.
got 160 indicated and 182 ground.
Yeah, I'm doing 149 now indicated, and now 179 ground speed. Amarillan, good afternoon. The Hillsman, good afternoon.
Afternoon both.
Hello.
Yeah, I was still climbing up 10,500 feet, so I was slowing speed
Ah.
up again now.
So yes, the next leg of this, really looking forward to flying through the Grand Canyon. Yeah, cheers for popping in, Richard. Catch you on Discord. Yeah, really looking forward to that Grand Canyon. I think it might be a little 152 for me.
I'm thinking about taking that 172 bush plane.
Ooh. In the interest of continuity, I'll drink for you, Chaos, says Red Till Dead.
Oh yeah, you carry on.
I've discovered an interesting challenge, says Amarillan. Finding the enemy when flying DCS P-51D. That could be an interesting challenge. And how are you doing, says the Hillsman. I'm doing good. I do like my Sunday afternoon chill outs. I had a busy Sunday morning. I was up at 20 to 7.
Yeah, I was up at 7:30. I was awake a lot earlier because Moggy decided he wanted to wake me up at 6:30.
Yeah, I've got to close the curtains in the bedroom, so I got woken up at like 5:45. Oh, that's bright. And then got up at 7:20. So got a lot done this morning, and now a bit of flying, and then chilling out and watching John Wick 2 this evening.
It's a good one.
Very nice.
Right, so I spotted Chris a second ago then. Where's he gone? Oh, he's down there. There you go. So yeah, Chris is actually following the river. Zigzagging his way.
This ortho scenery, there's just this green trail going through the desert. It's awesome.
Nice. So Chaos is back there. We've got 48 minutes to go to arrive at the waypoint. It's quite hot today. I'm driving in the bus company and I'm sweating, and yet the passengers are moaning it's cold. Yeah, it was quite warm in here yesterday. I was mildly moist when I left this room at just gone 10 o'clock last night.
Ew.
Yeah. I found an Su-23 on the back of a truck. Did 48% damage and the wingman finished it off. One of the 8 Abrams tanks could have done that. Is Amarillan. Yeah, I think I did download DCS a couple of years ago and spent 10 minutes in it and then uninstalled it.
I think the 2 planes they give you are very basic. They don't really inspire you to fly it nicely. But some of the add-on stuff is really, really... and really, really expensive.
Yeah, well, I can spend enough on flipping X-Plane. I don't need something else to take my money.
No.
Right, so here we are.
Yeah.
In,
I do wish these...
Go on.
Sorry. I do wish these people would stop releasing planes. I mean, those ERJs. Sigh.
I have been looking at the ERJs. Q8 did a review on the ERJ as well, didn't he? The series. His audio is so bad. He put a thing out the other day saying, I'm going to do 3 samples of my audio. One was what he had, which sounds like he's in the middle of a tunnel, and 2 others that sound worse. And out of the 3 that he posted, yes, the one he's got currently was the better sounding, but it just sounds like he's sat in an empty room. It's a shame, really, because his content is really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chris and me are heading in roughly the right direction. Chaos is heading off to I don't know, Vegas maybe? I can't afford any of the XP11 stuff. Oh god, I've lost my FS Clown. I bought my DCS Mustang when its first release and had money, so I've decided to try and use it. There's so much free stuff for X-Plane. Look at the Zebo.
That Gulfstream I was flying this morning.
Like on it.
Sorry, what? You're both speaking then. What was that?
I said you could spend as much or as little as you like on it.
Exactly.
And I was saying that Gulfstream I was flying this morning was completely free.
Nice. At this rate, I'll be taking a cold shower at the end of every hour, making no comment there, Amarillan, the Hillsman, at all.
He likes buses, obviously.
He does. And cold showers, maybe. Right, so where is everybody? If I can find the river, I should be able to find Chris. There we go. Right, so there's Chris, who's following the river. Seems to have got darker for me. This is quite bizarre now. And there's Chaos up there. I have a bunch of freebie XP11 stuff. Heck, I'm trying to make freebie XP11 stuff. It needs to be good, I suppose. Alright, cruising around the 147, 148 now.
Yeah, see, I'm doing 123.
Is there something stuck behind your throttle lever or something?
No, I don't have it. I don't have my throttle full forward anyway. I don't want to blow the engine up.
Well, no, but You can look at your torque thing up at the top. I'm not maxed out, so I'm just cruising it.
My torque is maxed out.
Really?
Yep.
Well, bring your blue lever back then, and you'll pick up speed.
Put your props down a bit.
Yeah. You're in high idle, aren't you? Put your red lever all the way forward.
Yes.
Bring your blue lever back. Mine's sat on the first notch back, the first line back, my blue lever. And my throttle's at the same level. I'm doing 147. And you'll notice the ITT will drop back then.
Oh, I'm speeding up a bit now.
There you go. Have any of you bought Concorde and flown it for fun? Sam's got Concorde. We hate Sam. He's going to be kicked out of the group.
Twice.
Yeah. He's bought Concorde and he bought a fly mode the other day as well. Right, so there's Chaos. He should gain on us now. Where's the river gone? Oh, there we go. So there's Chris following the river, roughly keeping pace with each other. Seem looking rather nice. Orange glow that we've still got as the sun's coming up. That is lovely. But blue sky above us.
I got big white fluffy clouds.
See, I haven't got any clouds. I've got a couple of little ones scattered around.
Yeah, but my ambient settings are probably different to yours.
I've got the cloud layers. What's my cloud layers on? Maximum cloud layers 1. That's why.
Yeah, mine
I have the FS Labs.
I got on 4.
I have the FS Labs Concorde for FSX. It's one of my guilts. I think I've loaded it twice and never actually flown it. You should all get in and do a stream Manchester to New York one day. We will do a long haul flight. I am planning in the next probably in July. I'm going to start doing some longer streams, probably on a Saturday, because I want to do some longer flying. So after trucking on a Saturday, and then do some longer streams. So I want to do a proper transatlantic flight. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I done one in the Airbus A330 last week or the week before. I done, what did I do? I think I done Manchester to Boston. That was just under 6.5 hours.
So I haven't done the Canaries yet, which is a flight the last flight, well, proper flight I did, which is Birmingham to Fuerteventura. So I want to do that. That's about 4 hours. I think it's from a streaming point of view. Once you're up in the cruise, there isn't a lot going on, so it's keeping it entertaining.
Yeah.
At least with this, there's plenty of scenery to see and keeps the flight enjoyable. But when you're higher up, it isn't so much like that. So it's not really something I want to do, but whether it's streamable. Which is why I think prop planes and shorter jet flights are great for streaming on YouTube. See, we've got a bit of cloud now.
Yeah, there are a few people that do sort of 3-4 hour streams.
Yeah.
It's alright if you've got enough people in chat to keep it talking.
Yeah, so the chat keeps going and you've got someone to talk to. Exactly, 6 hours of not doing anything isn't a whole lot of fun to watch. No. But if there's a few of us flying that are talking, so if we did a multiplayer where we're all chatting and doing it, it's like when we do the Ascension Islands, that's going to be a Sunday afternoon and there'll probably be 3 or 4 of us. So that'd be more enjoyable. But that's why I'm liking this Cross America one, because it's low and slow. Well, slowish. We're doing 148. And a flight sort of stream time of sort of hour and a half, 2 hours is just about enough to tolerate, I think.
It's global Earth I got certainly makes it look a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that, I think. Well, still haven't obviously moved my X-Plane to the SSD. That's still sat there.
Obviously.
Obviously, yeah. Still there, in its box. One day.
You see my white puffy clouds on the picture I just put up.
That's a good. Yeah, I got nothing like that, see?
Yeah, me either. I've got some clouds over on the horizon and sort of around a bit.
That's the picture that Chaos just posted. See, he's got proper white, fluffy clouds. This looks completely different to mine. I got a few puffy clouds, or a few little wispy clouds below me. Back when Fly was released a few blue moons ago, I flew the Cessna 172 in that from Fair Oaks to Halfpenny Green, decided to carry on to Carlisle and just carried on. Umpteen hops later ended up somewhere in California. Nice.
Right, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea in the galley a second.
Okie dokie.
A couple of bits.
Well, I say, when I bought this plane, the Kodiak, it's made in Sandpoint, Idaho. And I flew it back to the UK. So I flew it across America, up through Canada, sort of Greenland, and back down the UK to Kemble. That was brilliant. I suppose you could do Manchester to Paris in Concorde, slightly quicker stream. Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment, because Concorde's still being updated. I think I'll end up with it eventually. But at the moment, I think I've got enough prop planes and enough jets that to keep me amused. Welcome back, Richard. So there's Chaos. He's popped back to the galley. Lost sight of Chris. I think the river's gone on a bit of a meander, so he's over there to my right somewhere, following the river, so just out of range for FS Cloud. But this scenery is looking rather nice now. 37 minutes till we get to our waypoint, so that's where we're heading for. We've got to be at 10,500 feet. Handy really, because that's what we're at. Then 15 miles and then straight in, so 160. So once we turn onto 160, I'll then put in approach, and looks like the runway we're landing at is at the airport, 4,312 feet. So yeah, that'll take us straight in. And it might even be that after this flight, may even jump in the 152 and have a quick little fly to the Grand Canyon. Bit of a heads up for next week. Because at this rate, we'll be there in about 45 minutes, and that's only going to be about an hour and 20-minute stream. So we could even swap planes, jump in the 152, and then fly to the Grand Canyon and start from there next time. That could be quite interesting. What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, it could be a good plan. Maybe even fly back like they did in the stream.
We could do that.
Not going to be a very long flight.
No, yeah, we could do that. Switch planes.
Of course, those of us that survive can fly back.
That's true.
Fly back.
Yeah, switch planes, 152 or 172, in, land, and then back to Page again. So that does then follow the flight done. I wonder if I can find his flight. Let me just bear with me. So the flight we're actually following was one done in real life by Aviation 101. If I go to his playlists, Coast to Coast in a Cessna, there we go. So if I share that, copy that, paste that, there we go. So that's the flight we're following, is the journey done by Aviation 101. A VA that I used to fly for had a sort of tactic agreement with Canadair through a contract. It told us when a new CRJ was delivered to a customer, it told us the reg, type and customer, which is all public knowledge anyway, and we did the flight in a sim to deliver the aircraft. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the first few planes I bought in X-Plane, I flew from where they're manufactured. So the Tobago, the PC-12, this, there's one other I did as well. Probably the first 4 or 5 aircraft that I bought, I actually flew from where they were built back to the UK.
DA-62.
Yeah, the DA. And I think it just adds a whole sort of extra sort of element to it, as though, although you could, I don't know if you could do it in real life if you bought a Kodiak, if you went to Quest and went, I want to pick it up from the factory, the money you're paying for it, they probably go, yeah, all right, but you wouldn't necessarily want to fly it back to the UK.
I think it's a cool $4 million.
Yeah,
The base model.
but yeah, that sort of thing. Again, the reason we're doing these journeys, which if you're new, let me run through them again. I seem to listen every flight. There we go. The journey we're doing here is, say, Aviation 101's flight. So we started off over here in Florida, and we're going to end up, I'm not sure where we ended up, but we're going to end up in San Diego. The reason we're doing San Diego, because the first time I flew a flight in X-Plane for a journey I wanted to do was the 172 from San Diego. I flew that to Sandpoint, Idaho, then switched planes to this and flew this from Sandpoint to the UK. So San Diego was my starting point. So when we finish this journey, I want to fly back to San Diego. The other journey we've got going on, which we're going to carry on Wednesday, is we've just flown around the Cape Verde Islands. We're going to fly around the southern coast here before flying down to the Ascension Islands, down to St. Helena, across to Namibia, down to Cape Town, back up through to Pretoria, which is where Chris is from, and then across to southern India, round to Australia, across Australia, down to New Zealand, up to Hawaii, and then Hawaii to San Diego. The third journey we've got going on, which we haven't done for a little while now, we're currently in the Bahamas, so we're going to fly around the Bahamas, down to Cuba, down the east coast of South America, purely because Chris mentioned about 6 months ago he fancied going to the Falkland Islands, so that's where that journey came into it. So fly to the Falkland Islands, round through Chile, back up the west coast of South America, back up through Mexico to San Diego. So 3 journeys we've got going on at the moment, all going to terminate in San Diego. Probably realistically going to take us the rest of the year, if not more, to do those journeys. But that's one of the reasons why these doing this multiplayer is great, and having a reason to do the flying is fantastic. Mentioning the Zebo earlier, has anyone found a weight and balance calculator for that? Says Amarillo.
It's all built in.
Oh, it's in the little tablet-y thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the heavy tab gives you all that information. It's quite nice.
There you go. So check the Avi tab, Amarillo. Most aircraft are delivered to customers by professional ferry pilots. There was a series on the TV following once. I think there is still a series on the TV. Unless it's an old series. Yeah, I caught a couple of episodes. That was quite interesting. Yeah, obviously all of us want Steve-O's job, but that's the one we all would like, I think.
TBM.
Yeah, but also we only see bits of his job. You know, the bits he films once every couple of weeks. But I'd love to know what he does in those other times. I think he's just a corporate pilot, isn't he?
Yeah, and just does charter flights all the time, which is awesome.
Mostly round the Bahamas.
It must be a tough life.
It's a tough life. I haven't put the air conditioning on. Let me do that. Isn't X-Plane 11 by the people who done OMSI and Fernbus? No. OMSI was done by 2 devs, one of which is now doing the other thing. Forgot the name of it.
They've Lotus.
Eh?
Lotus.
Lotus, that's the one. Stupid name, personally, but okay. But OMSI wasn't. Fernbus is by TML, who have done Tourist Bus. X-Planes by those people.
Laminar Research.
Yeah, Laminar Research. Was this the first product they did? Have they done anything else other than this?
No, this is it.
So yeah, they hit it out of the park on Strike 1, didn't they?
Well, I think the earlier X-Planes weren't that good. This is version 11 after all.
Yeah.
Should have got it right by now.
In Europe, they're all published by and not developed by Aerosoft. Well, X-Plane isn't. I don't think. OMSI is published by Aerosoft and Fernbus is. I've got quite a good relationship with Aerosoft, so fortunate enough to be able to review any Aerosoft title. So Chris is over there, he's reappeared. And Chaos is, I'm guessing, back there somewhere. Oh, no, he should be over here to the
left-hand side
left somewhere. Yeah, I can see you on FS Cloud.
Yeah, probably too far away from you to...
You'll be able to see you actually, see you visually. So while you were gone, Chaos, to follow the Aviation 101 route, when they got to Page, they went and landed in the Grand Canyon, had a spot of lunch, and then flew back to Page.
Oh, okay.
So because we've only got another half an hour of the journey, contemplating maybe landing at Page, swapping aircraft, flying into Grand Canyon, stopping, turning around and flying back to Page.
Okay.
So following their journey. And then next time we'll take off from Page and fly onwards.
Yeah, well, up to about 3 o'clock the latest.
Oh, it won't take that long.
I'll just drop the altitude down to 9,000 feet now.
Yeah, well, my approach says to be at 10,500, but 8,000 is the next one at Rasco, so I could drop down, but I've got 80 miles to go before I get to my waypoint yet, anyway.
Route, so
I'll stick at 10,500, cruising on quite nicely at 148. So I could speed up, but this is quite a nice speed. Thinking of the fuel. So yeah, currently flying time, I've got 60 hours in this plane now. I think it's only the 172 that beats this for me. There's a number of hours. I really must start flying. I've still got the DC-8 I haven't flown.
Soon.
Yeah. I'll have to do something with it. But yeah, this thing is fantastic as a plane. Really well modelled. Flies well, it's got the range. Not a bad cruise. It will cruise somewhere up and around 160 if you go a bit higher. Yeah, well worth the money. Right, so there's Chris back there. Saying Chaos is over there somewhere. So here's our flight. So 65 miles to destination, 46 miles to top of descent. But I'm following an approach, so it's going to take me off at a bit of an angle to bring me in. Yeah, little nav map, fantastic, of course, and free. We like free.
yeah, also another good free thing if you're into jets is Simbri, again, which is free.
Yes.
So you can plan all your trips on that, put your airports in, it'll give you your weights, times, distances. Brilliant little system.
Yeah, there's sim brief. So you can do your own flight plan. So click on new flight, put your flight number, departure, your alternate airport, when you're going to be flying at Zulu time, what sort of aircraft you're in, and then it will work out everything for you, work out a route, and you can then save this route and put it into the FMC of the aircraft you're flying. And it's fantastic, and again, free. We like free. Things that aren't free is X Ambience that I'm using to give us this lovely glow and the way this looks. XP Realistic Pro, which is what I'm using in the aircraft to give us that noise, to give us the head shake, add a little bit of realism to the plane, and to give us the weather is Active Sky, which is worth the money as well, just to give us real world weather. So yeah, all of those little tiny things combine to make X-Plane fantastic. It's still got this nice orange glow to the cockpit. Which is brilliant. Yeah, really do like this plane. It's so well modelled, really well detailed. So I'm not giving it full throttle, so we got a bit more room on the throttles. I can bring the prop back a little bit more. So oil pressure's in the green, oil temperature's in the green. Fuel quantity, thankfully I've got enough, so I didn't check that before we left. FSGRW by Pilots is a good alternative to Active Sky if you use more than one sim.
I find Active Sky is probably a little bit better than FS Global Real Weather.
Supporting everything from FS9 through to P3D and X-Plane 11. Yeah, although I do still have an issue with my... Oh, I've got some clouds up there. I just thought my clouds were broken, but because of where we are, I suppose, there's no real cloud layer, although I'm slightly jealous of Chaos's fluffy white clouds.
It says all to do with the ambient settings, that's all it is.
Yeah, I did keep playing around with the ambient settings, but I haven't quite got it how I like it yet. I do like the fact you can just do it on the fly. Oh, that's got a bit misty. What's wrong with that? That's just got really eerie and misty. That looks quite nice, actually. Can't really see as much though. Let me go back to another one. What's the 7? It's probably a bit too red now. So it's still early in the morning, so we have still got that glow from where the sun's coming up. So there's Chris. Chaos is over there somewhere to my right, but a little bit out of range to be able to see him visually. We've got 21 minutes to go till we arrive at the waypoint. 60 miles. As I said, we're going to take a short hop down into the Grand Canyon after this, after we land. I don't know what to fly. I don't know whether to just jump in the 172 in the bush version, which might be a good idea actually.
changing my headings so I can come in right to Japka, which is 258 degrees, and then turn towards runway 33.
I'm coming in on 15.
Oh, we'll be coming in opposite each other.
That's going to be good.
I got 20 minutes, 27 seconds till I get there.
I got 19 minutes till I get to my
You
waypoint.
should land before. Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's your waypoint.
Then I turn. I've got another 15 miles, and then another 7 miles. So I've got another 22 miles after I get to my
I'll
waypoint.
probably be there before you get there then.
Yeah.
Away you go, yeah.
So yeah. So here we are in FS Cloud. So Chris is following the river. So we'll follow it down to Page. Chaos is going to come in this way, and I'm going to come in that way. And then we'll fly down into Grand Canyon, turn around and fly back again. Yeah, the little 172 bush plane might be a quite good idea.
Tell you what, this view from down here is awesome.
It looks nice from up here. Amarillo, can't find a battery switch to turn the XP11 enhanced MD80 on. Gives up and switches to the Zebo.
That's what I generally do.
That's where it's quite handy having the panels that I've got. You just flick the battery on the panel and it finds it for you. That MD80 does look quite nice, I must admit. Fly you to the moon. Might take a while in this, Hillsman. I love the way this thing looks.
Have a look at the last photo I just posted. Wow.
Yeah, it does look pretty good, Chris.
There we go. So that's what Chris is flying. And there's me in the distance. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Maybe one day there'll be a rocket simulator. I don't think that was the next line, the Hillsman. I think you've sort of ruined the song a bit there. Oh, yeah,
There actually is a simulator which allows you to do the Gemini and Apollo and what was the first one? Mercury flight.
nice. The Hillsman, try Orbiter, says Amarillo.
Yep, that's the one.
What was the one that the ferry one used to do, where you got to build the rocket?
Kerbal Space Program.
That's
maybe?
the one, yeah. That looked quite amusing. So yeah, Chris is following the river, so he's going to come around here and follow the river all the way. That'd be interesting when he gets to there though, double back. All the way down there towards Page. Still no sign of Chaos yet.
I'm flying between the mountains.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there he is on FS Cloud. Should be coming in down there.
My son says try Simple Rockets 2.
There you go, or Simple Rockets 2. The first one obviously wasn't very good. The first one crashed.
All blew up, one of the two.
Or blew up. Yeah, KSP and I have a hate-hate relationship, says Amarillo. I've never played it. I did see the furry one play it when I last watched one of his streams about 3 years ago. But yeah, I've never played it myself. I haven't got time to do the stuff I want to do, let alone add something else into the mix. 2 days a week flying. 2 days a week doing other streams. It only leaves me 3 days a week to do anything else. Or 3 evenings a week, rather. Right, 15 minutes to our waypoint.
Right, pop that in the oven in a sec.
Okie dokie. Chaos is going back to the galley to pop the oven on. I think I must have missed that section of the plane. He's in the same plane as me. Let's have a look, see if we can find the oven. I don't know where he got his drinks from. There must be a drinks cooler back here somewhere. I actually love KSB, but I just never seem to be able to generate enough science/money to get beyond the initial contracts and components. Perhaps it's hidden behind here. Will I go through this? Oh, that's not good. I'm stuck in the storage area at the back of the plane.
Oops.
No, we're okay. So yeah, I can't see where he's got the oven. There's a mic and headphone jack. There's one on each seat. That's quite cool if there is. That seat hasn't got one. Obviously, if you sit in emergency exit, you don't get to plug your headphones in. I don't want to sit there then. Is there one on each seat? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there's one there. There isn't one there. So the people on the left don't get to plug their headphones in. The people on the right do. That's a bit off. Yeah, nothing. No smoking in aircraft. If you want to have a cigarette, get out. So 40 miles to go to we get to the waypoint here at Caber. Then we'll turn and do 15 miles. And we can probably see if I zoom out. There we go. So Caber, then Rasco, and Iogi, then Pagsy, then straight in. So that's the route we're going to take, is then round and straight in. So that should be quite interesting, straight in across the river. So that could be cool. Slightly bizarrely, Lone Nazebo at Bandar Abbas, Iran, I have 2 US Navy Phantom 2s parked either side of me. Perhaps they don't trust you, Amarillan. Yeah, when's
trying to look?
Go on.
Are they trying to look inconspicuous?
Yeah, they sort just trying to lean against. There's nothing here. This isn't a jet you can see behind me. Yeah, Wednesday night we'll be in jets. Going to be the Airbus again for me. So it's going to be the 319 on our next hop south. And say next Sunday then we'll carry on from Page. Yeah, I can highly recommend watching the series by Aviation 101 that I popped in the link in earlier. Really enjoyable. How many videos was it? Let's have a quick look. 3, 4, 5, 7 videos, and I think we've done this in about, what time we finished? About 10 legs, 11 legs, something like that. Because some of these are a bit longer than we really wanted to do.
Yeah, some of those legs they flew were sort of 10, 11 hours.
Yeah. And Chaos spent more time at the galley than in the pilot seat, or something that length of time, or back in the little boys' room,
or out on the wing having a smoke.
Or out on the wing having a smoke. Yeah. Just sound nice. Yeah, so Chaos is over there somewhere. Chris is back there. So I'm taking a longer approach in because I'm coming in at an angle. So we should all arrive roughly at the same time. Not necessarily a good thing as far as airport safety.
But fairly standard for our flight.
But yeah, standard for a group flight with us lot in it. Well, it's Jelly Baby time. I still hear. One day this bag of Jelly Babies is going to be empty.
You've had that for ages.
I think I bought them at Christmas. I only have 2 every flight. They don't go out of date till September, so alright.
Okay.
I've actually got a plastic container with jelly beans. They've been there over a year, so I don't think they're edible. we'll have to reintroduce Jelly Baby Cam, which is my throttle. Sound like Jonathan Ross. My throttle quadrant and gear stick are right next to each other. So for trucking and flying, I could set up a camera so that it looks at both of them. That could be quite interesting, I think.
Yeah, so you've got my webcam in the bottom somewhere.
And behind the throttle quadrant is my autopilot panel. So that could be quite cool. I do want to do what you've done, if I had the room to do it, and mount them one on top of the other.
Oh, the
panels.
Panels. Yeah, so I just used a recipe book stand. Attached it to the stand, drilled some holes in the back for the cables to come out. It just keeps it all together. Sits nicely on the desk there.
Yeah, I haven't got the desk real estate to be able to do that really.
And then I got my little side table with me, the SKRS shifter on.
Right, 8 minutes to go, 8 minutes 50 to go, 25 miles. So Chris is down there.
Changing my heading now to 258.
So Chris is down there somewhere, just out of view. I'm above top of, I'm past, according to little nav map. Yeah. I'm beyond top of descent. I'm only 7 miles to destination, but I'm not, because I'm taking the approach. So that's where we're going, but I'm going to fly in and around here. So it's saying I've got to be at 10,500 feet in 23 miles, and then down to 8,000 feet, 7,200 feet, and at that point, if I click approach, there is a glide slope there. It should bring me down anyway, but 10,500 feet is what I'll be at here. In fact, I might get down to 8,000 feet now.
Yeah, I'm taking mine down to 8,000 feet. Just keeping a little eye on little nav map just in case there's a bounce appear.
There you go. I'll descend to 8,000 feet, which is the joy of the SciTech panels, because I just set it into the SciTech panel and it does everything else. Right, what sort of comms have we got? 120.65. Not ever anything on the radios, but
Page Muni weather.
there we go. Weather.
Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2991.
Oh, there we go. We have weather. I can now set.
Page Muni weather. Wind light and variable. Visibility.
Putting up a little picture from my side window view of the mountains.
See, mine was misty like that
Very nice.
earlier, so I changed it. So I could have mine. There you go. There's a view out of Chaos's side window of the Misty Mountains, like being in Lord of the Rings.
Thou shalt not pass.
Exactly. Not the knights that say neat. Black. There's a black knight, isn't it? It's just a flesh wound. So yeah. So I could have had it that misty, but I haven't. Mine's nice and bright and sunny. Take a screenshot of that. I've got to move stuff out the way to get to my output folder. I've got no real estate on my screens. Quest. I've flown the Saab for a while. I've come across screenshots from the Saab. That needs to come out of the hangar at some point.
You can see Chris off to my right now.
Yeah, I lost sight of Chris. Lost sight of everybody, really. All by myself.
Yep,
Right.
you're gone from my screen as well.
That's because, yeah, you two are over to the left. Yeah, I'm doing an approach to the north. So 8,400 feet. We've got 12 miles to go till we turn. I want an Airbus now. Can I blame you entirely? Actually, no. I have to blame EasyJet for at least some of it. Oh, that 319 though is stunning. Expensive, but really, really nice. I was playing Mech Warrior the other night and got loads of Steam achievements related to that Holy Grail fight. Okay.
Like your ankles.
Right, 8,000 feet we're at. So it's saying we need to be at 6,600 feet. So when we turn on to final, I'll descend down to 6,600. Right, 9 miles to go. So you can see here, Chris and Chaos are both taking the southern approach, and I am coming in on the northern approach with flat caps and whippets.
Hierbij kom laten.
Exactly. I've still got this orange glow, which does look nice, but every trip I do now seems to be orange. It's like flying inside Dale Winton.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did put a screenshot of the settings up you could try.
Yeah, there was one that took it misty like yours, but I got so used to the orangeness. So there we go. So there's the approach we can do. We can come up here, turn again, down to Rasco, and then fly in onto runway heading. Let me go back in and play with X ambience again. There's one of them that took it misty. Four. There we go. See, I've got a misty one, a bit like yours now.
Yeah, it's not so red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it look a bit more sort of realistic.
There. Yeah, there we go.
That's better.
Does look a bit better, yeah.
Yeah. Did you just save that as well?
No, it's preset 3, so
Oh, right.
I could tweak around with it, I suppose, if I wanted to, but yeah, that's not bad. It does look a bit more real.
Yeah, it does look a lot better than too much red on the ground.
Right, 2.2 miles and we should turn. Should being the opposite word. I'll back off the throttle a little bit. Oh, there we go, actually going to turn now. Godsteve made me spit my beer out flying inside Dale Winton.
I can see a load of electricity pylons going across the
Alright,
desert
so
floor.
left turn. I'm turning on to approach soon. So you and Chris will be coming in from one direction. I'll be coming in from the other.
No, I'm coming in the same way you are,
Oh, okay.
just from a lot closer.
Ah. Do I know Dale Winton passed away a few years ago? Yes, he did. Right, so yeah, there we are. So down to Rasco is where we've got to go next. So we need to be down at 6,600 feet for that. So I will descend down now. And that should have us ready to hopefully pick up the glide slope.
Right, I think I'm a little bit too high for that runway.
Ah. Are you going around then, is what we're saying?
I'm going to have to go around, yeah. Yeah, I took turn too late, really.
I think everyone died in 2016. Well, not quite everyone. So yeah, Rasco in 10.1 miles, which is down here, and then we'll turn onto final, and that's when I'll hit the approach, and then pray. Also, it wasn't a bad landing last night in Jersey. I haven't flown this thing for a while, so I had to. I left the autopilot on to about sort of 100 feet. And then took it off.
So I have to come in on runway 15 instead.
So the airport is down here. I'm coming in this way. Chaos is overshot and I have to turn around and come back, and Chris is coming in as well. So we're all going to be at the runway at roughly the same time. That's going to go well. Coming down now to 6,600. Although handily it's now below that. What the hell's going on? Why are you at 6,300? No, you should be at 6,000. What the hell's going on with the plane?
Your barometer changes automatically, doesn't it?
Yeah.
29.91. Oh, I can see a Simpson stuff in front of me.
Bruce Forsyth, Bobby, never heard of Bobby Housty? Who the hell's Bobby Housty? David Bowie and George Michael. Right, so there's Chris and Kate. Bobby Houston. Who the hell's Bobby Houston? Never heard of him, her. Okay, don't try and use a main apron at Bandar Abbas, unless you like parking on extreme slopes anyway. Ah, lesson learned there, is that, Amarilyn? Whitney Houston's daughter. Oh, okay. Right, so we're nearly at Rasco, and then we've got to turn onto runway heading. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, you got me in front of you, so everything.
Right, now back off the throttle. onto runway heading we go. Not very smoothly, but okay. And then I'll click on approach. So it's Chaos and Chris in front of me. Did you see a landing in the Grand Canyon? Yeah, once we arrive at Page, we'll swap aircraft and we're going to do a short hop then to L41 in the Grand Canyon. Land there and come back to Page. Because in the video that we're following, done by Aviation 101, that's what they did. You're disappointed in yourself, you only had 2 beers last night, Liam. Well, sometimes 2 beers is all you want. Last time I had a beer was last Saturday. I was up with Tux and Gaz and Ed. I've had no beer ever, says Amarilyn. Fair play. Okay, that's a slightly twisty plane. I know what you're doing.
Runway's clear.
Cool.
Just never wanted to drink beer. Nothing against it. Just doesn't appeal. Well, yes, some people don't. Right, so that's dropping. Now, so we're about to intercept the glide slope, and then we should start descending. So I'm slowing ourselves down. Hopefully it does start descending me soon, because we seem to be getting quite close.
It's a very deceptive runway, I found.
First thing.
Can't even see the runway. Oh, yes, I can.
Quite a-
Yeah, I've got it now. But when I left the army, no one believed that I could possibly have been teetotal and in the forces. Interestingly, one of our staff sergeants was completely teetotal too. It's not unknown, it just means we can drive the drunk people back to base in a Land Rover from the police station. Yeah. I can take it or leave it. I went 6 months the other year without drinking. So it's just... Beer was invented for a good reason, to make sane people do and say stupid things, but not just beer. Everything's okay in moderation. Nothing wrong with sitting in your garden or sitting in a country pub on a Saturday afternoon with a ploughman's and a pint of beer. It's when you drink 20 pints of beer and end up punching people when you get problems. Beer was invented to make water drinkable. Apart from today where I'm on Lucozade, I'm normally on orange squash. Right, yeah, I'm lined up quite nicely at the moment.
No flames, I'm disappointed.
Sick to Coca-Cola. Diet Coke's okay, but I can't drink a lot of that.
Runway's clear.
Probably a good thing. Actually, while the fermentation process kills bacteria, it made people ill from drinking unclean water. You drink Coke Zero. Yeah, one of the women I work with drinks Coke Zero. Can't say I've ever had Coke Zero.
Shut down.
Great landing.
Nice. Nicely done.
I could almost let the autopilot take that all the way down.
The nice thing is you get the sync rate difference is good when you do it on autopilot.
I'm sure when I'm with Steve and Gaz in August, I'll drink more. Well, the last 2 times Gaz has been out with us, he's chickened out and gone home. But the race day last August, he went home, and at the last weekend he went home. So we had 2 beers and that was it, which is all I had, and then went home because I wasn't just going to sit in a hotel room on my own in Nottingham from 5 o'clock at night. Right, there we go. So we've made it to Page. Yeah, Ed had a cider. So, we've made it here to Page. Now we're going to switch aircraft and fly down into Marble Canyon, land, and fly back again. 25 points. Not bad at all. Right, turn the aircon off. Shut the plane down. Right, so what do I fly in? I think I'm going to go with the 172 Bush. Yeah, I think it's going to be that. There's a Hooters in Nottingham to relieve the boredom. Well, you tell me that now. KPGA is moving, haven't it? KP.
Are we taking off from 33? Or?
I don't know yet. Where do I want to spawn in? That's the thing. Where do we just stop?
I'm going to go
Pick a north ramp, tie down.
Yeah, north ramp, tie down.
Yeah, I'll go on the 3rd one in.
I just clicked on one of the many thousands of dots.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hooters, you say, Steve. We're going to Nottingham. Well, we're going to be in York, Liam. So I'm not taking the trek all the way to Nottingham just to go to a Hooters.
So, right, where are we going now? Does we have a code for where we're going, or is it
L41?
L41?
And we can either fly straight there or we can actually fly through the canyon.
Whatever. I will put it in little nav maps, at least I know where I'm going roughly. There we go. So a whole 11 miles. So I've switched planes. Now in the Bush version of the 172. Chaos is showing as just being next to me somewhere, so he should spawn in a minute. So let's get this thing alive. Mixture in. And it's alive. I love how simple this thing is. I meant for another time. Oh, okay, Liam. So we'll put a rough heading in of 223. It's saying we need to be at 5,500 feet as well. Which is lower than what we are. No, it's not. I'll say that'd be interesting. It's lower than what we are
Chris
now.
is in a TNT jet now.
Oh, nice. So heading of 223. Okay. Right. I think I'm almost... Right, so Chris is in a 172. So he's in the same thing as I am by the looks of things. And so's Chaos.
I actually decided on the 152 for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, you look like a 172.
I can't get it started, however.
So here's the plan now. So here's where we just landed at Page. And we're going to fly down into the Grand Canyon, to Marble Canyon. And then turn around and fly back again. So where do they fly to after this?
Sedona, but via the canyon.
Because we could go down to KGCN after this and fly down through the canyon and then stop there, then go to Sedona, I suppose. Not today, obviously, but that would make us fly down through the canyon. Have a look. Right, so we've got to take off on... the way we just came in. So that needs to be at 6,000 feet. Yeah, even this this kit makes the 172 look like a completely different aircraft. It's awesome. And free. Again, the bush kit for the 172, this is just a stock 172 that comes with X-Plane, and the bush kit is free for it, and you even get a fishing rod. Hi, Pineapple. Right. How much fuel have I got? Oh, plenty of fuel. Right, I'm ready to go. So let me go and taxi on out. Even comes with dirty windscreen.
I keep forgetting how good this 152 is.
Yeah, 152 was the other choice for me. But you mentioned the 172, so it's your fault.
I know. What can I say?
At least the Amphib C172 is usable in the latest version of X-Plane 11. It used to do a backflip if you tried to taxi into the water. Yeah, they improved the waves, didn't they, in this latest version?
Still not great, has to be said.
So a complete contrast in aircraft from the Kodiak Now into the 172. Which is suitably bouncy.
Yeah, but at least you got bigger tyres on yours. Mine's a standard one.
Ah, we should get the bush kit. It's free.
There's loads of things I got to do.
Free's always good. It's better than nothing. No one wants to do a Maul super rocket on canoes for me, and the real G TAFC is now in Norway somewhere. Yeah, we did a bit of water stuff down in the Keys. Right, we have stopped. Have I got XP realistic turned on this aircraft? Where's my flying with lure? There we go. Yes, I have. Okay. Right, so there's Chris. There's Chaos. Okay, I may as well go then. I have about half a dozen hours in GTAFC. I absolutely love that aircraft. Nice. And airborne. Right, so a whole 11 miles to fly. So there's Chaos and Chris. And flying off towards the Grand Canyon we go. So if you just joined, yeah, this isn't the Kodiak. We flew the Kodiak to here, to Page, and we're now flying, or stalling, towards the Grand Canyon. It might be a hand flying job. Because it doesn't want to...
Yeah, the autopilot and that is wrong. If you click the heading button, it'll turn the autopilot on, if that makes sense.
Okay, no, we seem to be okay. So here's where we're going now. Just taking off from Page. I'm flying a whole 11 miles down to Marble Canyon. And then we're going to land and fly back again. And then we'll carry on from Page next Sunday.
If you have a look just about below you now, you should see that U-bend that they stopped and took photos of.
Ah, which is here, yeah. So a twist in the river. Look out for the big hole in the ground, i.e. the Grand Canyon. That's what this is. That's what we're going to go down and land in. Well, that's the theory,
Apparently.
allegedly. A great big hole in the ground. I love the fact this plane that just looks like it's just grubby and well abused and well used. I love it when a plan comes together. I thought you said penge first. Penge? Why do I want to go to penge? It's a nice slow cruise, about 100 knots. I've got the AP on, but don't really need it.
I haven't got mine on.
I don't have one.
Yeah, you can't turn it on, you haven't got one. So yeah, so we've done the flight in the Kodiak from Four Corners to Page. Now we're taking a little hop from Page to Marble Canyon and back to Page again. So, and there's our runway. Just down there. It's a really short flight. It's more like a road than a runway.
Pretty much.
What's the JAR Design A320 like in X-Plane 11? Anyone using it?
I have got it. The TODIS is probably a hell of a lot better. There are a few bugs in the JAR one because they haven't updated it since 2017, I don't think.
It's actually a runway, or is it? It's gravel.
I think it's paved.
Well, it looks like at the end of a road, but I'm going for it. Butter.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm coming in way too fast.
I was at over 100 when I hit, which for this is probably way too fast. There's a new beta, apparently, according to the page on the .org. It's also $30 cheaper than the TOLIS. But is it $30 worse than the TOLIS?
It's okay. I prefer the TODIS, to be fair. The sound's okay, but you can get a sound pack for the JAR Design one.
It's a flipping long runway. So yeah, if you just tuned in, we have flown the Kodiak from Four Corners to Page. we've now taken a short hop from Page down into the Grand Canyon to Marble Canyon. The
I had to
172
land off the
landing
runway.
speed is about 65 knots. Yeah, I was doing over 100.
I would have landed on you otherwise.
Okay.
That's why I sort of landed off the runway a tad.
Which I could have done in this. Right, and in comes Chris.
Landing speed on the 152 is just above walking speed.
You can get out, walk alongside it as you're landing. Right, so once Chris comes in then, we will make the return journey back to Page. So yeah, if you have just joined, then what we're doing is following a trip that Aviation 101 did. The link is there, where he flew a 172 from Florida all the way across to the west coast of America, and one of the things he did was land at Page and then flew from Page down to here, had lunch and flew back to Page. So that's what we're doing, and then we'll carry on from Page next Sunday.
My lunch. I'm just back in 2 seconds.
Okie dokie. So yeah, Chaos is, or was, oh there's Chaos over there. Flat approach to 172 should be 75 knots. Yeah, I was coming in a bit quick. Well, it looked like a road to me, because it's not much wider than a road. So I was prepared to go around, but then thought, damn it, it's not a road, it's actually a runway. I've got to land, and so I did. So yeah, I was a bit quick.
Right.
And Chris is down. That's breezy. It's quite a long runway.
It's a very long one.
Yeah, I think the taxi down the runway was longer than the flight. What's that wind? It's you, Chaos. You're heavy breathing into your mic.
Maybe.
Late night breathing with Captain Chaos.
Yeah.
If you're after somewhere really silly to fly GA types out of, I found somewhere in North Wales that you had to taxi over a small bridge and down a hill to get from the apron to the runway. That sounds like just about the sort of thing we like to do. One of us is going to fall off the bridge. That's going to be a thing. Chaos put a sock on it, says Amarillan. Well, that's... excuse me? I say. Right, Chris is still taxiing.
He's still in his TNT jet, but it's good.
Right, so heading of 43, we want now to get ourselves back the other way.
Well, gents, we made it to the Grand Canyon.
We did indeed.
One down, several other ones to go.
So yes, our trip across America has got us here to the Grand Canyon. So the end is looking like it's getting closer.
Yeah, this is a new headphone and mic set, so yeah, I might have to.
No, you're okay now. You just
Yeah, I just moved it away a bit more. It's on a bendy thing, so.
yeah, you're picking up a lot of heavy breathing. Amarillan said just bought 2 new socks for my headset microphones after trying to stream and heavy breathing all over it.
Sock on while you're streaming.
Yeah. Quality's good on that though, Chaos.
Yeah, it's a nice set actually. It's Dolby 7.1 surround sound in the headphones, so
Nice.
really nice sound.
Well, I bought the HyperX headphones, but couldn't get on with them. The sound was too muffled and quiet for me. Things I've got, I've had for 3 years now. Roccat something or others, and they're nice and loud and comfortable.
Yeah, these weren't expensive. About 21 quid I paid for this one, but they are comfortable.
Well, that's the key thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, Chris is pointing in the right direction, so you may as well depart first then, Chris.
Alrighty then.
I've had my pork pie. I walked over there and had a wee up a tree. I'm ready to go. Alright, so Chris is off. So back to page we go. And then we will end it for today. You want to go next, Chaos? I've got to turn around.
Yep, 2 seconds.
If this was the rep version, it'd have been moaning at me by now because I've been sat idling for the last 5 minutes.
Move plate. Oh, wow, I took the brake off, I suppose.
It helps.
Yeah, it moves now.
Give me a chance to use my fishing rod. Not that I know how to fish.
Yeah, you could have caught dinner.
Yeah, yeah, it wouldn't have been a thing. Can you catch pasta? Is that a thing? Hey, Richard.
Only if you sneak up on it very quietly.
Yeah.
And out goes a little packet.
Yeah. I'll find the name and fictional code for the place in Wales and put it on Discord. Yeah, awesome.
Right, we're up and about.
Right, let me do an about turn. Alright, Chaos is up and away. Chris is up and away.
I may not have the power to get over the canyon wall here. Might have to circle a bit.
Ah. Not so good. And everyone. I see Chris likes to post pictures. It's porn Chris posts. We all do.
Mm.
Chaos may need to pull back the mixture a bit. C152s. Chaos is in a 172. C152s lose power very quickly with any altitude whatsoever.
Yep, I'm in a box standard C172. Just going to make it over the top of the hill. Mountain, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's going to be close to me, I think.
Just over 5,200 feet. Wheels might just skim the top, but we're fine.
Almost at 5,000 feet.
Yeah, I might have to go round the hill. So I'm not going to make it over it. That's for sure. My dog keeps trying to lay on my laptop. Okay, that's an interesting problem. Yeah, we made it round. We're all good. So there's Chris. There's Chaos. And now my cat's at it. Please help. Need the RSPCA by the sounds of things. Barbed wire on the laptop. That'll sort it. Could make gaming interesting, but... Well, those little plastic things that you get. Stop pigeons sitting on things. There we go, back at 5,000 feet. So we're going to come back in on 33. It's 65 knots indicated in a 152 or full power and prey in a 150. Luckily I don't game on this one. I've got a custom made one in my room. They just break my school computer. Well, that's fair enough then. Jesus, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is. Yeah, almost 3 p.m. for me as well. So as soon as we land, we should be done here for today. And then be back again for some more flying on Wednesday night. I'm in the UK, yes. So is Chaos. Chris isn't. Well, it is. I just looked out the window and it's wet, so I'm guessing it's been raining.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of rain in the morning.
I had the windows open in the car when I was out earlier. It's 7 a.m. for me, so you must be 8 hours behind. Below me. Unless you're ahead. Is it Sunday or Monday? Come and do some bus company after you need, so you can rank up. Yeah, I won't be doing anything after this. I'm lying down in a darkened room. The computer will be going off after this and won't be going on again till Wednesday. I thought, where the hell was Chaos going? And realised he's coming in for a landing. I just do a quick left turn. Sunday morning. 7 a.m. So you're 8 hours behind. So you must be
West Coast.
West
USA.
Coast. Yeah, I was about to say West Coast. When's the next firm bus? There's a video going out on Friday as normal. But I also might be streaming it this Friday on Twitch. Because it's a multi-stop run I want to do.
Sounds like a handbrake turn coming in here. I can still see the planes ports up over there.
Butter.
Butter too.
I'm just going to park up over there.
See, I can land a 172. Right, clear of the runway. Yeah, the sale's on till tomorrow. I highly recommend the VDL coaches for Fern Bus and Tourist Bus if you've got Tourist Bus. They are brilliant.
Engines off. Beacon off.
Oh, I do love the 172. I think if I had to fly one plane in X-Plane and one plane only, it would be the 172. So Chris was coming in, it's part itself at a bit of an odd angle. There we go, bouncy bouncy. There we go. Switches off. So there we go. Flight from Four Corners to Page, to Marble Canyon and back to Page. And we will carry on from here next Sunday on our journey west in something else prop driven. Don't know what yet. Don't know what it'll be. There may even be something new in the fleet by there for me. But I was going to fly the Caravan originally, so I might jump in that next Sunday, which would be quite nice for the next leg. How long's the next leg, Chris? Do you know?
If we go all the way to Sedona, it's about 170-ish.
So similar to today's. Or we could take a diversion back through the canyon again.
Indeed.
Which would be quite nice to fly something low and slow all the way through the canyon. We might do that next Sunday. And then Wednesday night, which is an extreme for me, we'll be carrying on in jets. So back in the 319 for me anyway, carrying on our journey down through to South Africa and heading towards a couple of legs away from our long trip down to the Ascension Islands. I'm looking forward to that one. Not the trip, but to see if we can land. That could be quite interesting. So yes, my thanks to the man to my right, Mr. Chris Brown. Thank you very much again, Chris.
Thank you. That was great fun.
I enjoyed that. And the man to the right of Chris, Captain Chaos. Thank you, Chaos.
Oh, thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it myself.
Yeah, it was good. Good mixture of sort of low and slow stuff in this and flying along in the Kodiak. So there we go. I'll end that there. I'll be back on Wednesday night about 7 p.m. For some jet fun. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, guys.
See ya.